Hello and welcome to Chakra Talk with Livy. Today I wanted to talk about the moon. So the moon always fascinated me, especially as a child, and I have personally felt the upward sway of emotions that comes with a full moon. I wanted to know how the moon can be used in a general conscious practice and ritual, and how we can better understand our sister satellite. So today we'll be chatting with the awesome Savannah Williams of Ritualized Holistics about how one might benefit from awareness of moon phases, as well as each full moon. Savannah is an amazing light in the healing community who I had the pleasure of meeting through hosting a yoga event last April. She is a Reiki energy healer as well as Kundalini certified. In her own work, Savannah strives to bring clients and students to a new state of awareness, as well as providing tools to step into mastery of self, authentic expression, and coping with difficult emotions. So when I heard she also advises people about the moon, it piqued my interest to have a chat about it. I'd like to welcome in Savannah Williams.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I wanted to ask first, what got you interested in this topic at all?
Yeah, definitely. So the main thing that got me really introduced into the moon phases was jumping into other women's circles. And I actually joined when I first moved to California, an in-person women's circle in Long Beach. And it was a full moon sisterhood ceremony. So we did a lot of intention setting, a lot of energy work, a lot of doing rituals with the moon phase, which was super, super interesting to me. And so that's what really drew me in to learn more about the moon and how it affects us, because it definitely was affecting everybody in the circle. And we went through a lot of healing in that circle. And so that's when I knew, I'm like, oh my goodness, the moon phase can be super powerful. And that's what really drew me to learn about the moon.
That's so cool. I mean, I know I've felt like the sway of emotions that comes with the different phases of the moon, and it's definitely interested me too. How does a full moon affect us versus like a new moon?
Yeah, so full moon is really all about release. It's a lot of heavy energy normally. It's when the moon is its fullest. And back in ancient times, our ancestors actually used to use the moon phase for rituals, for healing, for ceremony. And so a huge thing for the full moon is letting go, releasing, getting rid of those things that are taking up space so you can really bring in what you're calling in. So the full moon is about letting go, creating space, and really being able to step into that being that you're trying to become. It also affects just kind of like how you think about the ocean by its gravitational pull. It does the same with us as human beings due to our bodies being made up of about 60% water. It can really affect our emotions, our body. What I tell people is the moon is lunar, right? So lunar is feminine. It's all about the flow of your emotions and going inward. So when the full moon is at its totality, its biggest, we can be really affected. Some people become very emotional. Some people actually get a lot of energy and they're really happy. It just depends on how the full moon lies in the zodiac, and it can affect everybody very differently.
I certainly feel like a tidal wave type of feeling or like a purging type of feeling around a full moon. What about a new moon?
Yeah, new moon is all about new beginnings. So the full moon is releasing, right? So creating that space so you can bring in those manifestations. So the new moon is really sitting down and setting the intention for the next moon phase of what you're trying to focus on. What are your actions going to be so you can really focus your energy on those manifestations? Because truthfully, everything starts on an energetic level first. And when I work with the moon phase, it's so powerful. The new moon is absolutely one of my favorites to work with. And you can really, really manifest the life of your dreams. It's all about energetics. It's all about really putting the intention into what you're calling in.
I love that. And, just that concept of setting intentions in general is so important for us. I know we just had our new moon in Leo, and I felt it was like a time for solidifying intentions. What did you think about this last new moon in Leo?
That's a great question, actually. This new moon in Leo was very transformational. I feel like for myself, as well as a lot of people that I've spoke to, it's really creating this transformation, this expansion in our life. And it's really about releasing those old beliefs and getting rid of those old friendships and just part of that old identity that you were, so you can step into this new being and who you're becoming. A lot of people are stepping into a leadership role or are just calling in a lot more abundance and stepping into this new being. And it's really releasing those limiting beliefs. And the new moon also for the Leo new moon was conjoined loosely by Mercury, which is the planet of communication. So a lot of people are experiencing sometimes trouble through their communication, and some people are seeing, depending on their zodiac sign, better communication, whether it's with friends or family, or even within their workspace, their professional workspace. It's really, really, really about stepping into your truth, your authenticities. Being in the ninth house, it tells us that we need to express our higher truths, like right now. And so the Leo is powerful. It's the lion, right? It's allowing to let yourself almost roar, like step into who you are, release those limiting beliefs that have really kept you in the box of who you were most of your life, right? Letting those go so you can step into this mindset of abundance and prosperity and liberation and even maybe leadership.
I love that, and the concept of the roar and just being in that lion energy. It was so interesting because right around that new moon, I kind of had like a weird kind of conversation falling out with some friends I've had for many, many years. And it felt like just a digging up and a purging of things that maybe were unspoken, that we were hanging on to, and then so much just got transmuted, and it was beautiful and it was good for us. So interesting how you talked about communication too, because it was just a sudden kind of weird communication, but it was kind of for the bettering of our energy.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's definitely effective on a communication level. And it's great when you have friends that can really work with the moon phase too and can understand each other. And when you start to learn about each other's zodiac signs, like this is why people nowadays are like, oh my goodness, what's your zodiac sign? And a lot of it is because you can really start to deepen your friendship, your relationship with those people. And it seems like you guys just really strengthen your communication, which is beautiful.
Right. I mean, it was unexpected for sure. But I think that those things, when they happen, if you have the quality of friends that can talk about it and get through that and transmute it, then that's really beautiful and awesome. So I know you said that full moon energy is really intense, or can be. What is our next full moon, and what can we kind of expect from that energetically?
Yeah, so our next full moon is actually August 11th. This full moon is actually in Aquarius. Some people call this full moon the Sturgeon full moon. And this dates back to ancient times. A lot of Native American tribes actually called it this. And a lot of it was because back in the day, the giant sturgeon, which is a type of fish of the Great Lakes, were most readily caught during this part of the summer. And a lot of it is because normally when the moon is at its full totality, it really gets animals moving. So deer, fish, anything on the ground, foxes, even bears. So it gets them moving. And a lot of it is because those animals can see more at night. This is also the last supermoon of the summer. There's 4 total for the summer. This one energetically is going to be really powerful. It's going to really tap into really stepping into your victory and celebration. So it's really about, again, releasing what's holding you back from really celebrating the person you're stepping into. This full moon on an energetic level will also affect your emotions. It's all about setting boundaries. This full moon it conjuncts Saturn in Aquarius. So Saturn is actually in retrograde right now. And Saturn also rules Aquarius too. So with Saturn being a planet of sobriety and challenge and seriousness, we're letting go in such a serious way. So this full moon is going to be way more powerful than I think most of us expect it to be. And it's going to be a lot of letting go of boundaries that are holding us back, letting go of, again, beliefs, it's going to be very powerful. A lot of people are going to feel probably extra tired with this one because it is a lot of letting go. I know a lot of us humans sometimes struggle with letting go of people, environments, or, materialistic things, or just even a thought. Sometimes we attach so much to a thought that we can grieve the process of letting go. So it's going to be a lot of emotions rising, a lot of energy, definitely. But it's going to be a powerful one, and it's going to be something that we're going to definitely need to go through to step into this being that we're becoming, or this being that we're trying to get to, which is truthfully just our soul self, our soul being.
I love that it's about stepping into our authenticity. And as an Aquarius myself, I always thought about Saturn as being like, oh, it's one of my ruling planets, but it's my ruling planet for like everything quote unquote bad that happens to me. So I don't know about the truth of that, but I know that it does kind of rule some intense things for Aquarius, and that's interesting how that relates to the moons at all. So that's very cool to me. What rituals and practices around the full moon do you recommend, especially for this one kind of coming up here?
Yeah, so my biggest ritual when it comes to full moon and releasing, my favorite ritual is doing a fire ceremony or a cord cutting. So a fire ceremony is really setting an intention on what you're trying to release. So what are you releasing, and how are you trying to feel after this ceremony that you're going to hold for yourself? And you can connect to the 4 elements. You don't have to, but definitely the fire element, of course, is included into this one. So you're going to set that intention. You're going to write down on a piece of paper what you're truly trying to release and what you are letting go of. And then you're going to take a lighter, or you're going to go outside. Maybe you're having a bonfire, and you're going to release this into the fire. And what this is you're surrendering to the universe, almost to the unknown, that they're going to basically take on whatever this is that you're releasing, and you're going to allow yourself to surrender and to let it open up space for yourself. And energetically, it can be a lot. And then the cord cutting, same thing. It can be a lot energetically as well. Cord cutting is taking 2 candles, and one being you and one being the thing that you are cutting that cord from, lighting them both and allowing them to cut that etheric energetic cord. We as humans, anytime we come in contact with another human being, or our aura has damage from a past experience or an emotion is just a past experience or memory. And when our aura is affected by that, and actually can create energetic ties to these peoples or places or past experiences, and it can really affect us for a very long time. I hold cord cuttings often when I actually do Reiki, and it really can cut that cord energetically, so you can really cleanse yourself, your own being, inside and out. And also, it's just letting go, getting rid of that past, and knowing that you aren't your past. You are who you are in this present moment. And once you cut that cord, it feels so, so, so great. Also, some easy things you could do is like declutter your house, clean up, create new energy. So a lot of things that I like to do for the full moon, for a ritual for myself, if it's just trying to clean, make sure every room is clean. Sometimes I like to move furniture around, but also if there's like any clothes that are old, or shoes I don't wear, or just even furniture that's taking up space in my house, and I'm like, I'm not using this, or I don't know why I need it, I will get rid of it. I will offer it up to a friend or someone else to take it, so it can create space also in my home. Feels really good energetically when you can really cleanse your house. I sage as well on full moons. It's a lot of energy moving, especially if you are feeling a lot of energy. I will sage my whole home after I clean, and it feels so amazing afterwards.
I absolutely agree with the sage, and donating clothes is some of the most like freeing things for your energy and just getting rid of things that you don't need anymore. I also love your broader definition of cord cutting. I have looked at cord cutting in Reiki when I practice Reiki, but that was so cool to hear you kind of explain that holistically. How can someone benefit from being aware of the current moon phase? Like you've learned and dived into this practice. How has it benefited you?
It's really been used as a tool for me in my healing journey. And a lot of it is to create ritual for myself. We get so caught up in our outer life and wanting to be validated from so many other people when really the power is within ourselves. And creating these daily rituals or creating these monthly rituals for myself have really taught me that I don't need anyone else to tell me what I should be doing or how to release this certain thing or how to really step into this being that I'm trying to become. It's really about using the power from within you and creating these rituals within yourself, within your home, whatever feels good for you. You know what really feels good. And doing that and allowing it to be a tool through your healing journey. It's almost a way of kind of disciplining myself. Every month I have a day, which is the full moon, that I can sit down and release and create more space. And then the new moon is about, your manifestations, what you're calling in, what you're desiring, and how you can align with that. And so it's really truthfully disciplining myself too, because as a multi-dimensional human being, we're always evolving, we're always changing, we're always constantly doing new things, wanting new things. A lot of people always ask me, well, can you really release like old relationships? And I really want to pinpoint this because it comes up often. And when it comes to letting go and releasing, I always tell people you're going to know when you're ready, because I've had people come to me and they're like, I'm ready to release. I'm ready to release. And then universe finds, whatever way to not make that session happen, that healing session happen, or that cord cutting session happen. And then a year later, they reach out and they're like, oh, I'm ready for this cord cutting. And then it happens. And it's the most powerful thing they experience, So it's really a tool. It truthfully is. And I had been using it now for many, 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 many months. And when it comes to myself, it's really helped me move through the emotions that have affected me when it comes to letting go of old friends or family or situations, and even limiting beliefs. I've been using it so much towards my limiting beliefs as I step into this new business person and this new healer, this energetic healer. And it's helped me so much just clear my brain energetically and gain more clarity and really realize, what's no longer serving me, serving this being and who I am in this present moment. And it also just creates ways to focus on, new things, new beginnings. It's releasing and letting go and calling new things in. It's just an amazing, amazing tool that anyone can use. You don't have to be a healer. You don't have to be a spiritual person. You don't have to be any of these labels. Anybody can really truthfully use this, and it will definitely help them.
So people can come to you for guidance on this. How can people connect with you?
Yeah, so I actually have a website. My website is ritualizedholistics.com. I also have Instagram and TikTok as well, where I post a lot of videos on my Instagram. I'm on every single day. I'm always posting my events or my workshops, as well as online meetups and in-person meetups. My Instagram and TikTok account is ritualized_holistics. And then I as well have a Facebook group on Facebook that women can join. And this is my sisterhood Facebook group. And I created this. I really got inspiration from that one woman that I showed up to at her circle in Long Beach for that first full moon event. And I got so much inspiration to really create my own. My website also has all of my events on it as well. So if you're looking for any type of events online or in person, they're listed there as well.
Thank you so much, Savannah. I look forward to having more discussions in the future and possibly doing more events with you. That was so fun.
Yeah, thank you so much, Olivia, for having me. I truly appreciate you. You are just such a light being. I love being around you and just getting to know you and your energy and watching you expand.